Hey, what's up everyone? techgeekjosh here, back again with a new video, and this time it's the review of the all-new TCL LX from Street Talk Wireless, TracFone, Total Wireless, and Wal-Mart Family Mobile. So before we get right into it, we're going to go ahead and take a look around the outside. So let's go ahead and get to it. So starting with the front, we have a 5.3-inch display with a resolution of 480 by 960 pixels and an 18 by 9 aspect ratio. At the top, we have an earpiece and a front-facing 5 megapixel camera. On-screen buttons. To the left side of the phone, we have our SIM card slash SD card house where they are both kept, and in the package includes ejection tool, so that's rather nice. On the bottom, we have a micro USB charging port and a speaker as well as a microphone. I am not sure at this very moment which is which, but one of them is a microphone and the other one is a speaker. And on the right side of the phone, we have our power button, and on top of that we have our volume rockers. Both buttons have a very respectable tactile press when you press them, and the power button has a very nice texture to it, so you can easily make it out if you quickly need to access your phone. And on the back we have an 8 megapixel camera. Underneath that we have a flash, then our TCL branding, and our Straight Talk, TracFone, and Total Wireless branding. So with all the outside features covered, let's go ahead and get right onto the inside. So, powering on the phone, here is the current lock screen. And the phone ships with Android 8.1.0, which is Oreo, right out of the box, which is very, very nice because we don't usually see such phones come with that new of operating system. So this guy is pretty up to date. So here's the screens on the TCL LX. Obviously it will look completely different when you get it. This is just currently my setup at the moment. And one little neat feature about this phone, you see the app drawer icon. You can either tap it to get into the app drawer, or you can slide up or slide down to get into the app drawer, which is very neat. And some preloaded apps with the phone are OneWeather, an alarm clock app, a couple apps that I downloaded, and then a ringtone app, and as well as Wi-Fi utility and solitaire. But there are a few more apps that I have disabled and that come with it, but these are just some of them that come with the phone. Now if we go ahead and take a look at CPU-Z, let's go ahead and open it up here. We see that it has a 1.1 gigahertz quad-core processor, but according to CPU-Z here, we get a PowerVR Rogue GE8100 GPU made by Imagination Technologies and a Cortex A53 CPU. Now, since this phone is really new and nothing is really covered about it on the internet, I'm basically going off of what CPU-Z tells me and to the best of my knowledge that I currently have about this phone. So whatever I may say in this review probably doesn't exist in the actual world. Kind of trying to think before I talk here, but basically just don't take my word for it 100%, but I'm just going by what CPU-Z here tells me. And if we slide over here to the device section, we see that the model number is A502DL, manufacturer is Alcatel, brand is TCL, screen size is 4.47 inches, which basically rounds out to 5 inches, but the box says 5.3 inches. Resolution 480 by 960. We get 16 gigabytes of ROM with this device with 2 gigabytes of RAM. And out of the box we get roughly 9.3 gigabytes available for the user to use. Now let's go ahead and jump into the camera of the TCL LX. Now here is the camera interface, and it is currently set to the rear camera. So here are some toggles up here. The far left one, if we tap that, we get your effects such as calm, aqua, mono, memory, none, sepia, gorgeous, movie, and fresh. Pretty interesting filters. Then we get your HDR, timer, flash, and what appears to be a nighttime mode or function for nighttime video and photo taking. I may be wrong on that. Then right here we get your mode button, which we do have auto, panorama, time lapse, social, and light trace. And then here's our settings button. So let's go ahead and take a look at our settings. And this is a very bright screen, so it's making the background appear all dark. Under picture size, we see that we have 8 megapixels at 4:3, and it scales down from there. Under video quality, we get 1080p HD recording in the rear camera and only 720p in the front, which you will see here in a minute. Video stabilization, under general we have grid, volume button function, storage, save location information, shutter sound, one hand mode, and reset settings. And then we have our recently taken pictures under our videos, our shutter button, our video record button, and our toggle to flip between the front and rear cameras, like so. And up here, we get the same toggles, but just not as many. We get your effects, timer, and flash, which this phone does not currently have, does not have a front-facing flash. So basically, the flash function brightens up the screen, so that way you can take okay pictures in the dark. It's a 5 megapixel camera. I can't say much more. And if we swipe this way, we get basically all the stuff that I have previously talked about. And for the modes, for the front-facing camera, we only have we have auto, and social. Again, my speech is a little mixed up here today. Photo size for the front camera, 5 megapixels at 4:3, and it scales down from there. Face beauty, video quality, we can see we only have 720p and 480. Video stabilization, grid, volume button function, storage, save location information, shutter sound, one hand mode, and reset settings. So basically, all the same settings that we saw with the front-facing camera. And let's go ahead and back out of that and take a look at the next topic. And that next topic is all of the settings that the TCL LX has to offer. And if you could tell right here, I'm getting some sort of a Google Pixel-esque settings page, so that's pretty cool. So under network and internet, we get Wi-Fi, mobile network, data usage, tethering and mobile hotspot, VPN, and airplane mode. Backing out of that, going into connected devices, we get Bluetooth, cast, printing, USB, and Chromebook. Under apps and notifications, we get recently opened apps and view all 44 apps, notifications, app permissions, and advanced. And under that, we get default apps, wireless emergency alerts, and special access. Under battery, we get last full charge information, screen usage information, standby intelligent power saving, battery saver, battery percentage, which is always a nice thing to have on these lower end phones, adaptive brightness, sleep, and battery usage data, which is currently unavailable right at this moment. Now under Smart Manager, we can basically manage power saving, storage, memory, and apps, so that's pretty cool. Display, we get brightness level. You can see how awfully dim the brightness is currently set to for the video's sake. Adaptive brightness, wallpaper, sleep, and under advanced we get auto rotate screen, font size, display size, and screen saver. Oh, my mistake. And then under sound, we get media volume, alarm volume, ring volume, also vibrate for calls, do not disturb preferences, phone ringtone. Under advanced we get default notification sound, alarm sound, dial pad touch tones, screen locking sounds, charging sounds, touch sounds, vibrate on touch, wireless emergency alerts, and sound enhancement. And then under security and lock screen, we get Google Play Protect, Find My Device, security update, function shortcuts, which basically, to sum it up, are these 4 shortcuts found on the lock screen, which you can customize. Screen lock, lock screen preferences, smart lock, location, make password visible, device administrators, SIM card lock, encryption and credentials, trust agents, screen pinning, and apps with usage access. And then I kind of skipped over one. Here we get your storage, which I basically already went over, but we can see what apps are taking up storage and whatnot. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to say anything else about that. Users and accounts. We get accounts for owner, and then we get emergency information, automatically sync data, and add users from lock screen. Under accessibility, we have text-to-speech settings, font size, display size, magnification, large mouse pointer, click after pointer stops moving, power button ends call, auto-rotate screen, touch and hold delay, mono audio, captions, high contrast, color correction, and color inversion. Google, services and preferences, pretty self-explanatory there. I don't really know who uses this setting. And then under system, we get languages and input. Gestures, which for the only gesture we do have is jump to camera by pressing the power button twice. Date and time, backup, reset options, regulatory and safety, software update, and about phone. And here we can see, and we can also verify the model number, or the model and the Android version, as well as the security patch. And that basically does it for the settings that the TCL LX has to offer. And then last but certainly not least is the battery, what powers this phone. Underneath the back cover, which is non-removable, we get a non-removable 2460 milliamp hour battery with a talk time up to 10 hours and a standby time up to 13 days, as what it says on the box. And obviously that mileage may vary completely depending on how you use this phone, but light usage, you should be able to get at least 2 days of use out of it. Heavy users will probably want to keep a charger nearby just for those quick charges in between uses. And with all that being said, that looks like it's going to do for me in the full but scattered review of the all-new TCL LX. Turn on post notifications so that you'll never miss when I upload. Subscribe to the channel and like the video if you found it helpful and or informative in any way possible. And with all that being said, guys, I will see you guys again in the next video.